Welcome to the Endless Honeymoon podcast. I'm your host, Natasha Leggero. Thank you for listening. And today we're going to talk about what's going on in the world. Oh, I have a co-host, Moshe Kasher.
Oh, thanks. Hi.
My husband.
It's a secret dump.
This is a secret dump.
What's going on?
Oh, it's just another day in quarantine. We gave our daughter a fake birthday party today, just to spice it up a little bit.
That was a cute
I wanted to make
situation.
sure she didn't think it was her birthday again, because I was
Right.
like, she needs to not be confused by that. So I was like, happy pretend birthday, and then we gave her candles and blew out the cake.
It was cute. It was a cute situation.
It was cute.
Yeah. The other kid that we potted with was there. He got a candle too.
Yes,
I mean, it was cute. You can't deny it.
I really loved it.
I'll tell you what I loved. I bounced out and I went and replaced the lock and door handle on my RV.
That was so cute when you did
And
that.
I came out feeling like a triumphant man. There is nothing that makes me feel more masculine than a very, very, very easy manual labor task completed. Cha-ching.
You've been doing those a lot lately. You're quite capable.
Thank you, miss. You are quite capable as well. What say we form a romantic domestic partnership and carry it through to a lifestyle together?
We got some new masks. We got some really strong masks.
Got some of those hot N95ers.
We got 500 of them.
Yeah.
And they only sell them in groups of 500. We're trying to be safe.
We didn't get 500.
Oh, would we get 100?
We got 50.
Oh, 50.
We got 10% of 500. The person from whom we purchased them did get 500.
Oh, right. Okay, I forgot. I wasn't clear on the details.
We got 50. So if anybody, you know what? You come
Hit
on
us
down.
up.
Hit us up.
We'll start selling these N95s from the pot. Oh, what if we just sell those in our merch?
But they don't even have our logo
We're just
on
going
them.
to sell Clorox wipes and
N95 masks. That's actually very funny. And they don't have any reference to our podcast on them at all.
But here's the problem. The Clorox wipes are gone for another year.
Yeah.
Why can't they make more wipes?
I don't know. People bought them all. Takes a lot to make them, I guess.
I'm from Rockford, Illinois, and very close by in Peoria, there's a white trash bash happening today. So that's what they call it. At 500 people, no masks. My cousin just invited me to her 3-day wedding event in Jersey in October.
A Lebanese wedding
a 3 days Lebanese wedding event. I don't know if that's a thing.
Yeah.
I guess you spend the night.
Sometimes in Middle Eastern culture, Indian culture, they have multi-day weddings.
300 people.
300.
My cousin. And I'm just like, what? Everyone just decided that they want this to be done with, which I get. And I'm one of the fortunate people who have a family. If I was single and obviously you'd have to just get on with your life. But
the funny part you're leaving out, maybe we're going to get to this, is what you said to your aunt when she invited you.
I said, I will never go to this.
No, she said, what's your invitation?
Oh, I said that's a super spreading event.
No, she said, give me your address so I could send you an invite. And you wrote back, you can send me an invite, but I'm a no.
Is that what I said? Well, I want to see what the invite looks like in COVID times.
I love it.
So I was actually curious.
I loved it.
I was trying to get my hands on one of those invites just to kind of
That you
wrap
shouldn't
my
have-
mind around
then
it.
you
What are
fucked up.
people thinking?
You shouldn't have done the event.
I'm going to get one. I'm going to
Should
get
have said,
one.
I'd love to see. Oh, here's the address. Oh, what a lovely event.
But these parties are, even if they're outdoor, people get drunk and then they touch each other.
They slob each other's knobs.
And then the next day, people are sick, and then they have to trace back to this party.
It would be a miracle if you got out of a 300-person 3-day wedding without COVID. It seems that's not likely.
Right, I wanted my hands on the invitation because I want to know what the protocol is. Does everyone have to get a test before they go testing 300 people?
I heard that they don't just sign their wedding license; they also sign their do not resuscitate orders. Their living will, as well as their marriage license, their living will. Will you go?
I'm a no.
I am a yes, unfortunately. I RSVP'd for both of us.
Moshe, when is it going to end?
I do not know. I will say, I think that in 1 year's time from today, we will be living in a different set of circumstances. And I will say no more, but I've got some information and I can't tell you. and I can't tell our listeners, but mark my words, in 1 year, things will be different.
It's going to be a little bit better and a lot worse.
Yeah, that sounds right. And that is the name of today's secret dump.
Okay, so let's hear a secret.
Let's dump.
I'm in such a good mood. I don't even want to talk about any of the fights we got in this week.
We didn't get any fights this week.
We got into one fight yesterday.
Well, save it for the next episode.
You don't want me to tell you now?
Okay, what is it?
You made me listen to the new Taylor Swift song.
Oh, brother, this was a rough moment. I mean, dude, I'm not a fan of Taylor
like,
Swift.
I heard it's a masterpiece.
Oh my God. I'm not a fan of Taylor Swift, but somebody tweeted.
No, she is. It's great music for people who don't like music. It's like music for non-music lovers.
I am not a big fan of Taylor Swift's, but somebody tweeted this one song is a musical masterpiece, and I was like, well, I'm curious to hear what if that's possible.
I'm curious to hear what someone who hasn't ever thought much about music thinks.
Are you looking at the camera while you say that?
No, I'm just roasting you. I just thought that was.
I'm just saying, somebody said this is a masterpiece. This is an artist I don't care for. I'm like, well, let's hear what the greatest song by that artist is to see if there is anything behind the hype. I'm curious. So I looked up the song and I started playing it, and Tasha's like, what is this? What is this? First of all, I told her it was Taylor Swift first, and that was a mistake. If I just played the song, her upturned nose wouldn't have been able to like shock toward me. But I was just like, oh yeah, the new Taylor Swift song. Somebody said it was like a masterpiece. Anyway, I'll play it. What is this? Are you kidding me? Turn it off. Turn it off.
I turned into Bill Burr.
Oh my, yes, yeah. Are you fucking kidding me? And she's like turning it off, and like I can't. She's like having a panic attack. Like, I can't. Turn it off. Turn it off. It's like clearly not a rational response to even the worst song you've ever heard.
You know what? I think maybe pre-COVID.
Oh, don't blame the pandemic. It's not the pandemic's fault. You were a snob long before the virus hit.
Okay, but anyway, we got into a dumb fight about that. But you know what? We're trying to fight also not in front of our kid. That's a new thing.
Everything was going really well, but then I got a little mad, and I think I used the words unceasing nagging, I think is how I described what you were doing. And that's when I lost. Sucks when you're in the right, but then you are an asshole, and then you're like, damn.
My nagging to make you take that song off.
Yeah. Oh, it says turn it off. Turn it off. Turn it off. I can't, Moshe. I can't.
Well, you had it on so loud.
Well, you didn't say turn it down. That was not one of the.
See, but I'm not always going to say things in the right way, especially during COVID.
Okay. I'm sorry. The coronavirus is
No, I was kidding about that one. But, it's like, yeah, I should have said, can you please turn this down? But I was having a visceral reaction to it.
Well, that's
and
not
you know
normal.
what? That's okay.
It's not normal. It isn't. And for the record, I listened to the song. I didn't really care for it. Let's play a secret. Oh, by the way.
What is this?
What is this? It was called Betty by Taylor Swift, in case of our listeners want to go listen to the so-called masterpiece.
I didn't hear any of it.
What is this? Play a secret.
Hi, Natasha and Moshe. I have a secret for you today. A few years ago, one of my friends, she gave me some pills, to get by. She gave me 3 pills of Adderall and 2 Klonopins. And I had them in a little baggie. And I put the baggie was on my island in my kitchen, and I was heading out for the day. And, I figured I probably shouldn't have pills in my island. So I put them in the closest drawer nearby, which had my other Ziploc bags, saran wrap, all that. And then I kind of forgot about them, and Monday came around, and I was getting ready for work. I work in the corporate setting. And I usually make my breakfast and then eat it at my desk. So that day I made a smoothie bowl. So I made my smoothie, and then I put the granola in what I thought was an empty Ziploc bag, but it had all the pills. So I go to work, I pour the granola in the bowl, not realizing that the pills were all in there. And then I pour my like blueberry smoothie all over them, coating the pills, and proceed to eat the whole bowl. So all the pills in one setting. There were a few kind of weird bites, but the granola had dried cherries in it, so I thought, maybe they were just bad or something. Fast forward a half an hour, and I was just feeling so loopy and funny, and I couldn't figure out what was going on with me. I remember going to the kitchen and put my bowl in the dishwasher, and I nearly fell forward. And then I had a meeting in our big conference room that just has these big windows with an awesome view of the city, and the sun was pouring in. And I just remember thinking, what a beautiful day it was. And I thought, I've never felt fucking happier in my life. I just felt light. I felt happy and friendly. I was buzzing. It's hard to describe. I mean, I've done drugs before, but this was a different level, maybe because I didn't know I was on drugs. I proceeded to have an amazing day. I never figured out that day what was going on, and nothing bad happened. And I kind of thank God I didn't realize what was going on, because I probably would have had to go to the emergency room or something. But a few days later, I was looking for them and I couldn't find them, and it took me a while, but I put two and two together and figured out what happened. And it was really, really high at work, and it was great. And that's my secret. So, yeah.
I mean, it was almost a beautiful spiritual story. I feel like that day was a gift to you, and it was showing you maybe an openness that you could access now because,
through Klonopin.
But still, I mean, remembering those feelings that were drug induced could.
I mean, is it a mystery that opiates make you feel like?
No, but I'm just saying you can maybe, having such high feelings. Don't you think there's something to trying to access that memory?
I've
never taken opium.
I have always hoped and prayed that the day would come
where I would dose you.
You
say that sometimes. You're like, will you just dose me?
Where someone would dose me and I could just get a free high out of this motherfucker.
Right.
Give me a MDMA pill in my bottled water one night at Burning Man, and I'll be like, oh, some monster. Well, I guess I'll just
Don't
enjoy
say that
this.
publicly, Moshe. Someone's gonna drug you.
How? Bring it on, folks. I don't have a lot of open bottles ready for podcast fans to come slip a Mickey into.
But when we start touring again, someone could do it. Don't say that.
Take me through how they do it. They go, hey, Moshe, I bought you a drink. And I go, oh, okay, COVID-19.
Remember when we used to hug everybody after our show?
Yeah.
I'm glad we don't do that anymore.
Well, we don't do shows anymore. Let's get to we don't do a meet and greet. I keep thinking about the last meet and greet I did, just how bizarre that was. I did 2 meet and greets. I did one that was regular at the DC Improv. I think I was not shaking hands, but I was totally taking pictures. And no, maybe I was still shaking hands then. I was. And then about a month later, the final one that I did was I was at the fist bump. I was doing fist bumps, the final one, and then it was no contact. And
Were you doing fist bumps because you heard there was you heard there was something in China?
Yeah, it was the last gig I did.
You still fist bumped people?
I think I did, yeah.
What?
Yeah. I have COVID-19. I think I have COVID-20.
The gig you did without me because I was too smart to do it?
Right, but the next night in Detroit, I think I did some fist bumps.
Wow.
A couple fist bumps.
You weren't scared.
I was scared. I just didn't understand.
Your wife stayed home. I didn't come to that gig because I was like, I'm not getting COVID.
Right.
But you still went and fist bumped?
Well, I was scared, but I didn't understand the virus enough to know.
Okay.
To understand.
Right. I understand. Of course. Yes.
By the way, I'm glad I went.
We've gotten so much misinformation.
Glad I went. Didn't catch that COVID. Did catch that check. And you cashed that check and you spent it all on bonbons.
One more thing I want to say to that girl, that's not true, Moshe, is I heard someone say this, but avoid white powders. I think those kind of pills are not that good.
Well, she couldn't have. They also say avoid granolas.
I think that weed, if you can get into weed, it's better.
Right, but yeah, Klonopin. I mean, opiates. Actually, definitely listen to that story.
I mean, you could die from that.
From taking a Klonopin?
If she took all of that and maybe have been drinking.
Oh, like
Because,
accidentally
like, what if she then had
overdosing.
wine that night? Like,
Right.
even, like, if you had, like, 2 glasses of wine with that many pills, I think that's
Well, but
a recipe for, that's how a lot of people I know have died.
Right, but she had an appetite for destruction.
You make fun, Moshe, but I'm trying to save lives. Even if
I
it's not a
agree.
lot of
Dude,
alcohol,
here,
the alcohol pill combo
this
is deadly.
This is what I
It
realized.
should be talked about more because everyone does them together.
This is what I realized recently. Opiates kill the user. Meth, the user kills people. I've been thinking about that recently. Mm-hmm. And Coke kills conversations because I don't want to talk to you if you're on Coke.
You don't want to talk to drunk people either.
Ooh, God, the worst.
Definitely people on LSD I want to talk to.
Big time.
Oh, I don't know if I want to talk to them.
I do. Bring the conversation to me.
Yeah.
Yes. Mushrooms. Yes, let's talk. Molly, you're sweet.
Edibles, I want to talk to people.
Edibles, marijuana, I don't even notice it. Drunk, 1 drink, you're fun. 5 drinks, no, hun.
I don't think I've ever slurred my words.
Oh, brother, I hate talking to drunk people. You know the funny thing about drunk people that are so drunk they're obnoxious? They won't notice any social cues at all, except for when you say, I don't want to have this. Can you stop? Then they won't notice anything you're saying. But if you go like, oh, can you back up a little bit? They'll be like incredibly sensitive. So they're not sensitive to any social cues except the one where you're like, oh, please stop. Oh, brother. Bring me an LSD user. Yes, ma'am. Yes, Sereno.
Okay, can we play another secret?
Let's do it.
Hi, Moshe and Natasha. I have a secret that I have not told anyone. It is truly a source of very deep shame. A few years ago, I moved from the U.S. to another country. But before I did that, I decided as like a last hurrah for myself and my best friend that we would go to New York from LA to see Hamilton.
Stop. Oh, God. Wow. That is a pretty shameful secret. Yikes.
Hamilton.
I don't know. We're a comedy podcast, and I don't know that I can. All right, play the rest of the secret.
I wasn't like a huge fan of Hamilton, but wanted to see it just culturally. Anyway, I splurged on these plane tickets and these fuck-off expensive Hamilton tickets for like the original cast of Hamilton. And we also went to Ellis Island. I don't know why I mentioned that. Anyway, we went to Hamilton, and like before the show, we got cocktails, and I think because I was in a like just kind of a fuck it, I'm treating myself sort of white woman mood. I drank all these cocktails before the show. My friend even said like, "Hey, you be okay?" I was like, "Yeah, no, I'm fine." And basically, I went to Hamilton, but I don't remember any of it. I remember the beginning, and then I remember at the end looking to my friend on my right and them crying and me like holding their hand and just rejoicing in this beautiful moment. And in the years since, my friend mentioned it like, oh, and that night and this and that, and like I don't remember. And on top of that, I think I fell asleep because during the curtain call, I could notice a few of the audience members kind of looking at me. And at the time, I was just like, I must like really cute. But I think they were looking at me because I was sleeping during the show. So that's it. Thanks, guys. Bye.
That's funny. There are so many shocked white women listening to this podcast right now.
Also, I got to say, I saw Hamilton, flew there, splurged on tickets. Don't remember it either. I remember there was a lot of understudies, and I was very underwhelmed.
It goes a little something like this. My name is Hamilton. I'm in the government. I don't like the stuff that isn't mint conditionally treating people nice. So I'm going to make them check the dock twice. George Washington, he is my man, holding a pen in his hand, starting a nation from scratch. That's what I'm gonna do. Wick, wick, whack.
You know what'd be
Hi,
cool?
King George here. I am from England, be under my thumb. Taxes, taxes. No, sir, no. Let's all do this. Let's, go. Don't miss your shot. Everybody together. Oh, look at these shoes. They're made of leather. Now I open the orphanage. Everybody cries. Nobody gives understanding. Taxes. I started the treasury. And curtain. Yay, the government.
You trying to... I didn't know if you wanted me to cut you off.
No, I would have liked to have gotten out of that sooner.
I was trying.
But I enjoyed it.
So Hamilton was a musical about someone who started the treasury.
Yeah, sort of, and started an orphanage. Somebody starts an orphanage,
and why did it affect people how it did?
I do not know.
Ain't gonna miss my shot. Like, I didn't like the songs.
Here's the good news.
Not gonna miss my shot. I wish they would split people up between who liked Hamilton and who didn't.
Here's the good news.
I'd like to talk to some other people who didn't like.
Here's the good news for our lovely caller.
Yeah.
On Disney Plus, there is now the full it is Hamilton. You may see Hamilton and join back in the conversations around the rosé tank with your friends, and you can say, "Ah, yes, he did not miss his shot."
You know what? I need to see it again.
Well, we could watch it on Disney Plus.
Let's watch it. Because, like, I must be missing something. People have told me it's the single greatest piece of art that they've ever experienced.
Second only to Taylor Swift's Betty.
No, someone else. But still, it's like, I do want to understand. I just need help with things that are really popular. I think I don't like things that are popular.
You are such a snob, and I tell you what, it makes me feel one thing for you. I love you.
I love you too.